Okay, I just wanted to summarise some ideas about this preposition and relative clause, because I think you get three main patterns and this exceptional case. Let's call it number 4. Yeah, just because I think that that's a little bit different. I think I'll make this the first class. In fact, I've just made a class where I look at lots of examples of preposition and relative clause, about 15 or 16. But I want you to notice that those sentences we can divide into 3 different groups and, 4 different groups, because that is slightly different in my opinion. See what you think. Here's my logic, that the first type of preposition and relative clause is where you get a pronoun or a determiner or a quantifier. I'm not sure how you would want to call these words when they come before an of. They look more like a noun to me, because you get a noun before the preposition of, always. The King of France, the rate of interest, the speed of delivery. You always get a noun before an of, and for that reason they must be pronouns. But of course they all function as determiners, quantifiers, and so this none, most, many, all, some, few, 7, there are many others as well, like hardly, any, both, neither, each, all of these you could put in here. Both and neither, that's when you've only got 2 of this noun. And so if you say, I told my 2 friends, both of whom agree with me, that I was going to have a party next week or whatever. But, you need 2 if you're going to use both or neither. Both or neither certainly refer to 2. And each usually does as well. Each of them, it's usually for 2. Okay, so we can use these words and then an of and then a whom or a which, depending on whether we're referring to people, in which case whom, or things, in which case which. So here's another example. I glanced at the windows, all of which had been recently opened. Okay, so they're just 2 simple examples. And what I want you to notice is that each time we have all of whom, both of whom, none of which, plus verb, not plus clause. You've got a verb here, had been opened. You've got a verb here, many of whom agree. And that's very important, because you will see that that's different from number 3. Okay, so number 2 is similar to number 1. It's actually really similar, but instead of having a pronoun here, we just have a regular noun. Now here are 3 examples, and you see this in literature, certainly. Here's one from 1984. So here's one from Animal Farm. Napoleon had commanded that there should be held a spontaneous demonstration. Notice that's a main clause, just like that's a main clause. Actually, you can say, I told my friends, full stop. I glanced at the windows, full stop. Well, you can say Napoleon had commanded that there should be a spontaneous demonstration, full stop. But we've now got the subordinate clause, which is exactly what this is as well. It's a this is a subordinate clause. The object of which was. Notice that this is straight away you get the relative pronoun and then the verb. You don't get a clause. Okay, that's why I'm separating these different forms, so that you can look at them and study them and see how they differ. So the object of which, remember, object means aim sometimes, and that's what it means here. The aim of which was to celebrate the struggles and triumphs of Animal Farm. This